Welcome, dear friends, to the enchanting world of words, the Millennium Library. Here, memories take us back to warm nights where grandmothers and mothers wove the most wonderful tales. Our only wish now is for you to listen, to dive deep into the heart of the stories that shaped our minds and souls. We have embarked on this unique project, the Millennium Library, to gather for you a treasure trove of timeless novels and stories, and present them to you with voices full of warmth and sweetness. It is a legacy we are creating together between humanity and artificial intelligence to remain a testament to the power of words and the magic of storytelling throughout the ages. We hope you find in it what delights your souls and enriches your imagination. If this work touches your hearts, we would be delighted if you share it with your loved ones. And remember, your support lies in liking this segment and leaving your comments which illuminate our path. We are here to grow by you and with you. With sincere regards from the Millennium Library. The Backwards and Forwards Dance. There was once a Santal who owed money to a money lender. The lender went to dun him every day, but as he had nothing to pay with, he used to hide in the jungle, and as he had no warm clothes, he used to light a fire to warm himself by. And when the fire was low, he would sit near it, and when it blazed up, he would move back from it. When the money lender asked the man's wife where he was, she always replied, "He is dancing the backwards and forwards dance." The money lender got curious about this and said that he would like to learn the dance. So one evening the Santal met him and offered to teach him the dance. But he said he must be paid, and what would the money lender give? The money lender said that he would give anything that was asked. So the Santal called two witnesses, and before them the money lender promised that if the Santal taught him the dance, he would let him off his debt. The next morning, the Santal took the money lender to the jungle and told him to take off his clothes, as they would dance with only loin cloths on. Then he lit a heap of straw, and they sat by it warming themselves, and he purposely made only a small fire at first. Then the money lender asked when they were going to begin to dance. But the Santal said, "Let us warm ourselves first. I am very cold." So saying, he piled on more straw, and as the fire blazed up, they moved, and when it sank, they drew nearer again. While this was going on, the two witnesses came up, and the moneylender began to object that he was not being taught to dance. But the Santal said, "What more do you want? Don't you keep moving backwards and forwards in front of the fire? This is the backwards and forwards dance." Seeing how he had been tricked, the moneylender was much upset, and he appealed to the witnesses. But they decided against him, and he went home crying and lost his money. The Deaf Family. Formerly, Santals were very stupid and much afraid of Hindus, and once a Santal was plowing at a place where two roads met, and a Hindu came along and asked him, in Hindi, where the two roads went to. Now the Santal did not understand Hindi and was also deaf, and he thought that the Hindu said, "These two bullocks are mine." And he answered, "When did I take your bullocks?" The Hindu sat down and repeated his question, but the Santal did not understand and continued to assert that the bullocks were his and were named Rice Eater and Jaitukone and had formed part of his wife's dowry. The Hindu kept on asking about the roads, and at last the Santal got frightened and thought perhaps my father in law took the bullocks from this man, and at any rate he will beat me and take them by force. So he unyoked his bullocks and handed them over to the stranger. And the Hindu, when he found out what was meant, went off with them as fast as he could. Soon after the Santal's mother brought him out his dinner, and he told her what had happened about the bullocks. And she also was deaf and thought that he was complaining that the rice had no salt in it. So she answered, "Your wife gave it to me like this. I cannot say whether she put salt into it. Come, eat it up." After he had eaten his dinner, the old woman took the dishes home, and she found her husband cutting out a rice pounder. And she told him how their son had scolded her because there was no salt in the rice. And the husband was also deaf, and he thought that she wanted to know what he was making. And he answered crossly, "It may be a rice pounder, and it may be a rice mortar." And as often as she repeated her story, he made this answer, and told her not to worry him. Then she went to her daughter in law, who was also deaf, and sat spinning in the veranda. And she scolded her for not putting salt in the rice. And she answered, "Who knows what I am spinning? The thread may be all knotty, but still I reel it up." And this is the end of the story. Thus the man lost his bullocks through cross questions and crooked answers, and as the whole family talked like that, they soon became poor. The father in law's visit. A man once went to visit his married daughter in the month of October, and he went round the fields with his son in law to see how his crop was growing. At each rice field they came to, the father in law said, "You have not dammed up the outlets," and the son in law said, "Yes, I have. The water is standing in the fields all right," and could not understand what the old man meant. The next day they both set off to visit some friends at a distance, and the son in law carried his shoes in his hand, except when they came to a river, when he always put them on. And when they were going along in the sun, he carried his umbrella under his arm, but when they came to any shady trees, he put it up, and he did the same on the way back. The old man was very astounded at this, but made no remark. On reaching the house, however, he told his daughter that he was sorry that her husband was a madman, and told her what had happened. His daughter said, "No, father, he is not mad. He has a very good reason. He does not wear his shoes on dry ground because he can see where he is going. But in a river you cannot see what is underfoot. There may be sharp stones or thorns, and so he puts on his shoes. Then the droppings on trees, lest falling branches should hit him or the dropping of birds fall on him. But in the open he can see that there is nothing to hurt him." Her father admitted that these were good reasons, and he had been foolish not to understand them. He then took his leave, and in the following January he visited them again. And when he saw their stock of rice, he asked how much they had, and the son in law said that there was only what he saw. "But," said the old man, "when I saw your fields, you had a very fine crop coming on." "The crop was good," answered the son in law, "but I owed rice to the money lender, and I have had to pay that back, and I have had to pay my rent, and this is all that I have left. Ah, said the father in law, when I saw your fields, I told you that you had not dammed up the outlets. By outlets, I meant these drains. As water flows away through an outlet, so has your wealth flowed away to money lenders and landlords. Is not this so? And the son in law admitted that he was right, and that his words had had a meaning. Conclusion of our journey. And so we reach the conclusion of our journey for today, within the unending worlds of words and the never folding pages of knowledge. We have spent an enjoyable and beneficial time together within the embrace of Millennium Library, where voices meet tales and a new cultural legacy is forged. We hope you have enjoyed every moment and delved deeply into the dimensions of the story or novel we presented to you. Always remember that this grand edifice, Millennium Library, is the result of a unique collaboration between human creativity and the profound depth of artificial intelligence. Our goal is to enrich your ears and minds with the treasures of world literature and to make knowledge accessible to everyone, while preserving the ownership rights of Millennium Library for this distinctive production. Don't forget to follow us and activate the notification bell to receive all new content. And share this podcast with everyone around you, for knowledge is light, and together we illuminate the paths. Until we meet again in a future episode and a new literary adventure, may you be in the care and keeping of Allah, and within the realm of immortal words. Millennium Library, where tales are embodied, knowledge is narrated, and creativity is immortalized.